Hi there. Just wanted to send you a couple quick follow-ups from our first, basically a review of our first couple sessions, just so we can have something to go back on when we're done at the end of the winter and see how far we've come. So one of the things we've talked about is trying to make you feel almost more like you're on the one plane. So getting away from the drastic over the line at the top, which forces you to have to reroute the club. So we're going to draw a yellow line there, basically mimicking the shaft of your club. And you can see just in the bottom of the screen there, we've got our orange apparatus to help you route the club correctly on the way back. So as we take that club back, we'll stop when we get to here, because you were focused a little bit, making sure that you felt like you're in the right place here. So you've done a good job when you get the club about parallel to the ground to keep the club ever so slightly just outside your hands. But even if we have just a nice straight line right there, I think that's a pretty good place, because from there it's going to be a little bit easier for you to feel like you're going to take that club back up the yellow line or chase the yellow pool noodle, whatever it is, to make it feel like it's easier to get you going back on one route and bring it back down on that same route. So from there, your club will nicely chase up the orange pool noodle, and you can see when our left arm gets parallel to the ground, that's pretty close in terms of our shaft being on plane with what we intended to do at the start. When we get to the top, here's where we need to make it feel like a bit of a shorter swing, so we'll stop when we get to the top of the swing. That's not too bad. I mean, considering we used to have the club somewhere over there and we used to have a fairly collapsed left wrist, that's a pretty good position right there. It's going to make it a little bit easier for you now, well, quite a bit easier for you on the way back down now, to make sure that you get yourself back on that plane. So as we start rerouting the club, there's still a little bit of a tendency to get a little bit steep and have the club come a little bit over, but you'll see as we get back to left arm parallel, it's not quite there yet, right? A little bit steeper, but as you get about 2 frames deeper, we'll stop right there. You've done a pretty good job of shallowing the club. You're almost right back on plane. So when you deliver that club back down to the ball, you still manage to get yourself a couple degrees from the inside. And that's where the importance of keeping that back foot on the ground will help you stay back a little bit behind it, allow you to reroute that club inside so you can still hit the draw that you desire. Good position there. You can see how much that left cheek appears, so you can tell that your body's rotating and allowing the club to benefit from the body's rotation. And as the club exits behind your back, there it is again, mimicking the plane that we started on, or parallel to the plane that we started on. So that's pretty good. We'll continue to work on it this week, but so far so good.